it is absolutely amazing that we're here. Before we start, I want to make sure that we thank our administrators, our principals, and other teachers that have allowed this to go on throughout the school year. They could have easily said that, no, we're not going to do that. I know other colleagues of mine in other school districts certainly have had that happen to them. So I hope that we all realize how special we have it here at Apollo Ridge, and I hope that never changes. But I'd really, really like to thank our administrators and the folks of Apollo Ridge that have allowed this to go on. So can I please have a round of applause for this? Our next piece is titled Psalm 42, and it's actually written by a local composer named Samuel Hazo. Samuel Hazo, if you have children in the high school band, it seems like we play a Samuel Hazo piece at almost every concert. Not only is he a local composer, but he's also just a really, really interesting composer. I personally really, really like his music, and I feel that students also like his music as well. But this is a piece that is dedicated to the McCurry family from Upper St. Clair. Samuel Hazo actually taught the family, and it is Gregory McCurry who passed away from a terrible illness that this is dedicated to. So this is dedicated to the McCurry family from Upper St. Clair, and this is Psalm 42. I'd like to have the 8th grade band please rise. They performed our two selections. During the course of the school year, our band is actually separated from 8th grade and 7th grade. And as you can see, the 7th grade is sitting down right now, and the 8th grade is standing up. So please give a round of applause for our 8th grade band. You can sit down. And we've been really, really lucky that Mr. Barta has allowed us to meet 5th period the last few weeks to rehearse these next few selections. Our next selection is called Classic Bits and Pieces, and it's a medley of all sorts of different classical pieces that these students actually have probably heard, and you've all already heard as well, whether it's in movies or in commercials or TV shows. And we try to teach them that these are bigger pieces than just what you hear on a commercial. So there's things like William Tell Overture, some really great Rossini pieces, but they're all really, really fantastic pieces that have been put into one gigantic piece. So I hope that you enjoy Classic Bits and Pieces. I already forgot something in this concert. Can I please have the three gentlemen from the 8th grade who played the trumpet trio part in Psalm 42? Can you please rise and be recognized? So they played that solo at the beginning, that trio, trumpet trio. That's Ethan, Brennan, and James. One more round of applause, please. As we were planning at the beginning of this year, the two things that I really wanted to make sure that I covered while I was picking pieces for a concert, one, I wanted to make sure that the kids learned something, and it wasn't really about how fun the music was. That last piece was certainly that. They learned a lot about classic tunes that maybe some of them would not listen to if they were driving down the road. Well, I don't want any of these kids driving just yet. But if they did drive, that they would turn on the radio, or if they were hanging out with their friends, they would listen to those tunes. But I did want them to learn about that music because it is something that I feel is very, very important. They hear it quite often. But this next piece was all about fun. And I think that we can all agree in the band, I think it would be the consensus that this is our favorite piece that we've performed throughout the year. It's fast, it starts a little slow, a little creepy, and then it really revs up. And I just have to warn you, if it gets out of control, it's all their fault. It's not my fault. Definitely all their fault, okay? So this next piece is titled Danza Africana. I hope you enjoy it. please, excuse me, can I please have the entire 7th and 8th grade band please rise? So that is our last piece as an entire band. The next piece that we will perform is just the 7th grade. Can we have one round of applause for the entire 7th and 8th grade band? So if you're wondering why there's a really large, if you can sit down, there's a really tall, like a real tall, older-looking bass clarinet player back there, 7th grader. He never actually graduated yet, but in all reality, this is Mr. Luke Walker. We were extremely lucky to have him as our student teacher this year. I am extremely proud to say that he's from IUP, the Harvard of the PA state schools. Everybody remember that. The Harvard of the state schools. He just recently graduated this past weekend, so can we give him a round of applause? And he's done such an awesome job with our students. Honestly, he's been such a big help for me. I don't know if I would have been able to make it through these last 18 weeks or so, 14 weeks, 16 weeks? What is it? 14 weeks. He's really helped grow the band in terms of their musical abilities. Having a second person to work with is absolutely awesome, and I know that he's going to go out and make a huge difference in the music world. And I guess I can call you a colleague. Nice catch. Good job. I guess I can call you a colleague now, because now you're going to go out and get yourself one of these bands. So, you want to introduce the piece, Mr. Walker? You sure? I think this should be your final test. Because remember, I still need to, yeah. So you have to let me know if he gets an A or a B or a C, because he still needs to be graded in his final grade.
Hello. So for our final piece today, it's going to be just 7th grade band. We chose Valley of the Moon by Michael Story. We had to pick something that was a little different from all the other pieces that we play, high tempo, a lot of energy. This one's a little slow to start off, a little ominous, mysterious. Sends you on your way to end this half of the concert. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, can we have the Applause for the percussion in the back row. This is a perfect Kodak moment. So, gentlemen and ladies in the percussion section, make sure you smile. Okay, we practice this. We practice this. Back row. Here we go. Here we go. We practiced that for a while. Okay, give it up for the brass. Here we go. Here we go. Now for the second row, the woodwinds, and then finally, the clouds. I would like to thank Dr. Matthew Turchi, Mr. Daniel Consuegro, Mr. Travis Barta, Mrs. Lori Ponsick, and Mrs. Rebecca Snyder of the music department, the AR school board, and most importantly, you, the parents, because you're the ones that are buying the wreaths, the valve oil, the instruments, renting those things, getting them the all black clothes. Thank you for supporting music here at Apollo Ridge. And like I said at the beginning, there's a lot of my colleagues that did not get this chance to do this with their band. Apollo Ridge is a very, very special place, and I think we need to keep it that way. So please, please, please continue to support us at Apollo Ridge. And once again, one more round of applause for the second night band. Thanks again, and please drive home safely.